And what's that?
It's your phone on a tripod.
Why is it filming?
Because you have a YouTube channel.
Huh. Hey guys, how you doing? It's me again. Been a while, I know. So, in the last video, we saw the beginnings of the monitor stand coming into fruition. However, we have yet to see the full thing. It's not quite finished. A lot of progress has been made since you last saw it. One thing I briefly touched upon in the last video, but didn't say anything about really, was components. I've put in a 4-way USB splitter, a USB power switch, a special thing, I'll come on to that later, and I have put in a micro USB power cable. Why? Well, you'll see all of this in just a second. Let's go have a look. The last you saw, the monitor stand looked a bit like this, very bare bones, a single piece of MDF with a few of the sides glued down, but a lot of progress has been made since. Oh, let's get on with it. Well folks, are you ready? Here it is. This is my monitor stand as it goes so far. Now you remember me saying that I have put some electronic components in there, so you need power for that. So I have a power cable coming out the back, which will power everything on the inside. On the right hand side, over here, we have a couple of built-in USB ports, which are very handy. This is the USB power switch that I was talking about earlier. Along the front, you'll see there is a slight gap here. Now this gap is for the most important thing I own. The thing which has helped me to build this, the thing which has helped me to craft all of my ideas up until now. Good old-fashioned notebook and pencil. So the gap that is here is for this. That slots in there very snugly, very snugly. Now you'll see there is a little gap just here, little gap. Come on to that later, but I'll take note of it. So that's what I've been doing with the MDF. The big long stick I bought way back when I went to B&Q has turned into the feet and the underside supports for this. Fairly sturdy, this thing. However, I finished it to this level and I wasn't quite happy. I tested it, I put the monitor stand on it, and there was a little bit of flex. So I actually went back to B&Q and I bought a second piece, a fourth piece actually, of MDF, which I just put right on the top. So this lid is now double thickness, and yes, it is hinged. It is hinged. However, that is just for temporary access. The hinge will very rarely be used, and as such, that's why I've had to put the hole in the top here to gain access to this power switch. Obviously, with the monitor stand on top, it won't be lifted very often. It's just in case anything goes wrong, I can access it easily without having to dismantle it completely. So let's take a closer look inside and see what's going on in there. So here we have the propped open lid. It doesn't have any support itself, no sticking up arm like you'd see in the car bonnet. It's just leaning against a little footstool. There's a little cutaway there for a thing that you will see soon enough. Here we have the hole for the USB power switch. Now working from the back, we have the USB power cable coming from the PC. I glued in a little arch made out of wood to make that really secure, so that if by any accident the device is yanked, not going to do any damage to the internal components. Attached to that, we have the 4-way USB splitter. Two of the hubs you can see are plumbed in to the sides here, which will allow for charging. Now this will go through so many different cables to get to my PC. I wouldn't trust it for data transfer, but for recharging a power bank or something like that, I think it would be absolutely perfect. Now this yellow stuff you see here, this is Kapton tape, which is, you know what electrical tape is? Well, this is basically electronical tape. Is that a word? Electronical? Okay, well, it is now. This isn't glued down. You can see there's a plastic covering there. That was actually on both sides, so this connecting lump was about this thick, which meant it was too fat to sit inside this space that I've left for components. So I cut half of it off, and I've wrapped this in Kapton tape to make sure that no dust gets in and all the components will continue to work. Now, one of the biggest questions that you may have right now is, okay, this is all fine and dandy, but this is a Raspberry Pi channel. What does this monitor stand have to do with a Raspberry Pi? Well, that's very simple, and it relates to this, and to this, and to the little groove next to the slot for the notebook I showed you earlier. Something else we have coming off this is this power switch that you can access through the hole in the top, and that connects to my Raspberry Pi. Yes, this is predominantly a prototyping desk. That is my main reason for building this. I wanted somewhere my Pi could sit snugly and securely, and I wouldn't have to worry about dangling cables and having things falling off my table, all that sort of stuff. So that's what this is. This is a Raspberry Pi prototyping desk. But hang on, you say, with the lid closed, how do you get in? How do you attach things? I mean, I said earlier that the stand's going to be on here, and the monitor's going to be on here, and this isn't going to get opened very often. So, how do? Well, it all comes back to this little slot. For in that little slot, you can fit this. This is a GPIO extension ribbon cable. You just pop it on top of the pins, if you can do it one-handed. There we go. The cable sits snugly in there. That cutout is there to allow the extra height of the extension block for this cable, which is quite high. This comes down, and that cable will stay there permanently. And when it's not in use, I will have it lying across the top, rolling up the supporting arm for the monitor and tucked behind it so it's out of the way. So that is how we use the Pi. Now, of course, the Pi is turned on just by supplying a power source. Now, I don't necessarily want the Pi to turn on every single time that I turn my PC on, which is why this switch is here. And the whole thing is currently attached to a USB power bank, so if I turn this on, we should see, where is it? Where is it? Ah, maybe the bank's turned itself off. So now with the power bank on, we should see, hey, little blinking LED. Raspberry Pi is powered. Excellent news. Turn it off again. That's there so that I can turn the Pi on independently to the PC. And this is the dongle for the wireless mouse and keyboard. Now obviously, usually, I would remote desktop to the Pi, but if I don't want to turn on my desktop and just have the Pi turned on, my wireless mouse and keyboard, I can crack those out and use them to control this. And this hole in the back will also allow space for the Raspberry Pi video output. So yeah, I can use it completely without needing the PC. Now, there is the fourth piece. This. What is this? This is the mystery thing I was talking about earlier. You'll see there's a little hole there. And that is very much on purpose, because that goes under the stand and it connects to these Oh yeah, I put lighting in this. I'm that extra. It's all controlled by an app. I can change the colour whatever I like. I can set it to a variety of different patterns. I can have strobing. Oh no, let's not have strobing. Let's have something else. Let's have a red-blue crossfade. Yes. And the main reason for this is my keyboard is not backlit, and I have difficulty seeing it at night. So that's why I've put this in there. So that is a very brief rundown of what this can do. Now, I'll be honest, I am dead impressed with how this has come out so far. It's taken me a very long time, as you've noticed. Mostly because I didn't have every idea in place when I first had the idea for it. You know, I think I finished it, then I think, oh no, I cut the splitter in half, I need to order some Kapton tape. That takes a week to arrive. Then I do that. Oh, actually, I need to put this in as well. Order something else, that takes a week to arrive. But all the components are there now. Everything's done. Functionally, it's ready to go. But it's not quite pretty yet. So let's paint it. Originally, I was considering painting it a sort of blueprint paper blue, which I thought would have looked very nice. But, you know, you have to go with what's available. And seeing as my monitor is black, I thought I would paint this a matte black as well. So I've picked up a very rusty, I must say, tin of general purpose undercoat for a quid from an independent hardware shop just down the road. And I've also picked up a tin of matte black quick drying paint. Now I have tested these already on this last piece. That is the colour it will be. Now I also got some paintbrushes, but they were very cheap, and as you can see they have dropped some hairs, some bristles, so that's something I'll have to look out for. But I think the longer I use the brushes and the paint cakes further into them, that all the loose ones will soon come out and I'll be left with a nice clean finish. So it's song time, another one of my tunes. Let's speed up the video and get on with it. finally done. Weeks and weeks of work have gone into this. And thank you for putting your time into watching me build it. It's been a really fun process. I've enjoyed every step. I've done things I never thought I'd be doing on this channel. Painting? I didn't think I'd be doing painting. But it's a laugh. It's been a great time. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. What do you think? I'm happy. There are still little bits of white spots that I have missed with the paint. So I will come back to that and get it looking even better. Now, I'm sorry the footage you just saw, the sped up bit, was a little bit wobbly. I would like to think that it's my phone's image stabilization software doing its job, and then having been sped up to 2,500% speed, it makes it a lot more obvious that there's movement. However, it's more likely that it's just vibrations from me thumping around because I'm a big boy. It's a pretty flimsy tripod. Hopefully I'll be able to invest in a more sturdy one soon enough. Now, you'll notice it's not currently doing its job. It is standing in front of the monitor, but the monitor is not standing on it. A very simple reason for that. The paint is dry, but it takes about a week to cure. And if I were to put the monitor on there now, there's a chance I would actually dent it. So it's going to sit like this for about a week, maybe longer if I'm going to do a little bit more painting work on the front. And then by the time it's properly fully cured, I'll be able to pop the monitor on top of it without any damage to the paint. In all honesty, the LEDs aren't quite as bright as I would have liked, but they're what I have, you know. I'll make do, very happy with it. The LEDs and the light of the screen as well give me enough light to use it at night now. Perhaps if I trimmed the interior underside of this front panel, so instead of being square like that, it was more angled like that, then more light would be able to come out to the front. It might be something I do, but also I'm happy with it. I'm also kind of a bit of a loss for thought, because so much time and planning has gone into this. I don't know what to do next. I'll come up with something. But right now, don't know what it is. But we'll see. Yeah, very happy with it. Again, if you enjoyed the song that was playing during the speedy section of the video, pop on over to SoundCloud. It'll be over there. Link is in the description below. And just above the description below is a big fat like and subscribe button. Smash both if you want to save a life, because if you don't, someone somewhere is going to have something horrible happen to him. Don't know what, don't know when, but you could save a life. I think that's how it works. YouTube, is that how it works? Yeah, that's how it works. What? It isn't?
No, right now.
Oh. Okay. Oh well. Just do it for the heck of it anyway. Why not? It'll be a laugh. I appreciate it, guys. Anyway, that's me out. Thank you very much. All the best. I'll catch you later.